All right, so this is my new Lux Guardian. It's an Aerus, of course. Most of you probably already know if you're watching this video. This thing I got from Facebook rummage sale. And surprisingly, like I posted this on Vacuum Land, and a lot of people were saying, snatch it up, get it. They just continued this model or discontinued this model, so it's worth even more. So I saw all those after I got the vacuum itself. I already planned on picking it up, but it was quite the coordination because I am only home where I've filmed all of my videos certain days of the week because I work as a travel healthcare professional and I'm actually traveling right now in the Hudson Valley. So I've been coming home, not in the state that I'm working in. And I actually met this person who was selling this. She could not meet me like on any days that I was available. And I hated to be that person to say, nope, I'm going to come when it's convenient for me. But really, that's what it boiled down to. So I ended up meeting with her dad. Her dad and her mother both worked at a university. They were both professors. He was a chemistry professor, very nice guy. I met him out in the parking lot like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. Beautiful weather for a November date. And he had this thing just laying in the bed of his Dodge Ram. And I'm like, what if it rained or, condensation, something like that. So it was fine though. He gave me an extension hose, which does not fit the machine. The hose is down here, but I'm not going to go looking for it. Not that I don't know where it is, but I would like to pause the video, and I just got an iPhone, and you can't pause the video like I could on my Samsung, so I'm not a huge fan of this phone so far. But that's a whole different story. This thing is in very good condition. It was owned by an older gentleman. And the reason that there's a relationship with this middle-aged couple that are college professors is they actually bought this man's house. I don't know the specific name or the specific law or agreement, whatever you'd like to call it, that exists for this rule, but with certain situations, you can actually buy a house and let the person who lives there or is selling it still live there as long as they are still in good health. But at that point that they are no longer in good health or they're going to trip or fall or something like that, they kind of get sent to a long-term facility. So that's kind of what happened with this man. This man treasured this machine, but he had dementia. So I don't know if this man had actually used this machine for a little while, because this is where the gross part of the story comes in. I put this thing in the trunk of my car. I drove over. I had a date, so I was already going down in this area for a date. So I was like, perfect, I'll coordinate it to, meet up this way. Drove down there, and the person that I'm seeing is also into vacuum cleaners. Just not even like, I didn't meet them through like any vacuum pages or anything. They just happened to like them. And we opened up the bag compartment, and there was actually like some bugs in there. Not bed bugs. They were like maggoty worms right on the top of the bag door, which is super disgusting. So we cleaned it out the best that we could, and I brought it into my basement, which is like a cement floor basement, like nothing down here except for clothes goes upstairs and nothing touches the floor clothes-wise. But I put a new bag in it, and I just wanted to test it out and make sure that it ran. And it does. It runs. It's very quiet. The brush roll did not turn on when I initially turned the vacuum on. I hit the reset switch. Boom. I'm wondering if the people who owned this vacuum would have kept it had they known that, there was a reset switch. Now, the guy that I bought it off of, I paid $100 for it. I'll be totally transparent. He said that he likes Dysons. He replaces the clutch every couple years. He said he knows that these are good vacuums, and Rainbows and Kirby's are both great vacuums, but he just prefers Dysons. And his daughter just recently bought them a cordless, so he likes that as well. but this thing, they just didn't have a need for, and they were kind of selling some of the stuff off because that was kind of in the agreement with this older gentleman. The man also told me that they just paid, or the older man just paid like $350 to get this thing serviced. Now, I do not know if that is the truth. I do not know if that's the truth or not. I'm not saying that he didn't get it serviced, but I don't know if they're kind of blowing numbers out of the out of proportion here or not. I think that's a little steep, especially considering this vacuum probably cost around the same price as like a Marin or a Brilliance, or what do they call it now? Oh yeah, it is a Miele Brilliance. Like along that price line, but $350 seems a bit steep. Now, I want to go and take this thing to get serviced because I can't find parts for this anywhere. I know that you can purchase filter bags, filters off of the Aerus home store. But just putting the pre-motor filter and the post-motor filter in, I think it's going to be like $80. I looked on eBay, could not find any new. I don't have part numbers for anything. I really wanted to buy a new brush roll because to me, one of the most important things, the vacuum's primarily making contact with the floor with the brush roll and the wheels, so I always make sure the wheels are clean. But I want a new brush roll because you don't know what people have run over the vacuum or run over with this vacuum. So I'd really like to get that looked into, and I really don't want to find out that I'm going to walk out the store paying an arm and a leg. And I'm not going to even feel comfortable knowing I only paid $100 for the machine because I know that these are relatively simple to work on. So therein lies my problem. I am super excited to own it. It's very quiet. It seems very powerful. It pulls itself right across this carpet down here, which a lot of these Electrolux type brush rolls tend to do. They like to pull themselves across these lower pile stiffer carpets. It almost, with the bristles and the loom on the carpet, it almost acts like a cog type system where the bristles kind of sink in or just kind of grab the stiffer fibers on the carpet, and it just kind of works itself kind of like two cogs meshed together. So I wasn't really surprised there. I wanted to try out the airflow just on the hose, but like I said, the hose leaks like a sieve right here at the bag door connection. And the vacuum itself, if you occlude that at the top, that's exactly what this rubber gasket's doing. So it just sends the airflow and suction right down to the floor. So you're not like getting a sealed suction effect. So let me try and plug this baby in so you guys can see it work or listen to it. And let me put this phone down. And if any of you guys know parts on this thing, please let me know what style brush roll I need to order and a good place to find like a HEPA filter for the post motor, and or if I should just take this and get it serviced at like my local vacuum store. I'd really like, similar to how some of the the vacuum technicians do it, I would really like them to kind of take it apart and scrub it, clean it, you know, disinfect it, just for my peace of mind. So here we go. Very quiet and smooth. Oh, you can see it just pulled that right in. I did that. That wasn't the machine. But it sounds very good. It sounds smooth and quiet and very muted. which is great because that's not really how these sound on camera. It almost increases the sound level, but you can hear that it's very powerful. It's very quiet. The air watts, I think, are well over 300 on this vacuum if you go on their website. But it does an excellent job cleaning, just in the condition that it's in. But it does smell like an old man. If you've ever walked into like an old person's facility, like a SNF, so a skilled nursing facility, or a skilled nursing unit, or an old folks home, it kind of has that old person smell. Not like, you know, bodily fluids, but it just has that, almost smells like like old people. So I don't want that. I don't want that blowing through my house. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna disinfect it the best I can and clean it up. I really think I should take this and get it cleaned, because this thing's gonna last for years. It's gonna last for a long time, and it's definitely something that I would keep in my collection. The only issue, which I think could just be how these end up, is the locking mechanism kind of gives way when you recline it without even having to put your foot on it, and it kind of catches, like it wants to hold itself up, but it can't. But it's a very solid vacuum. It's in great condition. And I really don't want to take it back to the same place that this sticker says that it was serviced at, because I don't want to be paid or charged $350 for it. So, yes, guys, if you guys could help me out, let me know what I need to get. I would appreciate it. Thank you for watching.